Second chapter, national income. So in the previous classes, for the past 2 days, we saw about meaning of national income, definition of national income, basic concepts of national income, then methods of calculating national income. That is what we saw in the previous classes. So methods of calculating national income, we saw 2 methods already. Number 1, product method and income method. The third method is known as expenditure method. This is going to see today. So product method, income method already over. Now the third method is expenditure method. In the expenditure method, the total expenditure incurred by the society on various aspects during the particular year or particular period of time. So how much of expenditure made by the society during the particular year taken into account as the national income. So what are the expenditure incurred by the society during that period? It includes personal consumption by the consumers. Personal consumption by the consumers. Expenditure made by consumer for personal expenses or personal uses. Then net domestic investment. How much the people invested in the particular in the country, within the country itself. That is net domestic investment. Investment made by the people within the country. That is net domestic investment. Then the expenditure made by the government on consumption. That means that goods purchased or produced by the government on consumption. Then investment on capital goods. How much amount invested on the capital goods. Then net exports. That means the difference between the total amount of exports minus the total value of imports. So the expenditure method includes the total expenditure incurred by the society during the particular year. It includes expenditure on personal consumption by the people, domestic investment within the country, then expenditure made by the government on consumption, investment on capital goods, and net exports. These are the expenses incurred by the society taken into account under the expenditure method. The formula is GNP equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. Here C mentioned the private consumption expenditure. I refers to private investment expenditure. G equal to government expenditure. X minus M means the net exports, the difference between the total amount of exports and the imports. Then, what are the precautionary measures to be taken by the government while calculating the national income under the expenditure method? So, already explained the second-hand goods, the goods once sold to the consumer, again it should be taken as second-hand goods. It should not be included in the calculation of national income because it is already taken into account for the first time of sale of goods. So the amount which are received from the sale of second-hand goods should not take into account for the calculation of national income. Number 2, expenditure on purchase and sale of old shares and bonds in the secondary market. Expenditure on purchase and sale of old shares and bonds in the secondary market. So this is also like the second-hand goods because the shares and bonds are already sold in the primary market. That time it taken into account as the expenditure as the government or public. So if it is sold once again in the secondary market as old shares and bonds. So it should not take into account. Then transfer funds. Transfer funds should not be included in the calculation of national income because of the expenditure are not included during the particular period of time. So pension and insurance security, this and all relief fund, this and all taken place over a period of time. So it is not happening only in the particular period of time. So transfer funds also not taken into account while the calculation of national income. And expenditure on raw material and intermediate goods also not taken into account. Only the final goods, that is finished goods only, we have to take into account expenditure on raw material and the intermediate. If you take this raw material and intermediate, it should be treated as a double counting. So the value of raw material and the intermediate also taken into account at the time of finished goods. So the expenditure on raw material and intermediate should not be taken into account. It should be we take account only the final goods, that is finished goods. So the precautions to be taken while calculating the national income under the expenditure method is should not include the value of second-hand goods, expenditure on purchase and sale of old shares and bonds in the secondary market, transfer funds, and expenditure on raw material and intermediate goods. So these are the points we bear in mind while calculating the national income under the method of expenditure method. So with the end of the methods of calculating national income. So far we have discussed the three methods, the calculation of national income, namely product method, inventory method or value added method, income method or factor adding method, expenditure method or outlay method. Expenditure method or outlay method. So with the end of the three methods of calculation of the national income. Then next topic is importance of national income analysis. So the national income analysis is taken place in each and every nation during the particular period of time. Why it is important, why it is necessary, or why it is needed. So importance of national income analysis. There are 8 points you should bear in mind as the importance of national income analysis. Number 1, contribution by various sectors. So national income is a stream. National income is a stream. So it composition of various sectors. The stream of national income is contributed by various sectors. So we should know how much is contributed by each and every sector, namely agriculture, industries, trade and commerce, then small scale industries, then service industries like bank, transport, then public authorities, this and all. So how much contributed by various sectors in the stream of national income. Then and the relative importance of the same sectors depends upon the contribution of various sectors. We should conclude the importance of such sectors. Then how much of national income is produced? How much of national income is produced? How much is distributed to the society? How much of amount is spent on various headings or various consumption activities, and how much amount of saved as national income. So how much of national income is produced by the country with the help of the contribution or the composition of various sectors, how much of amount distributed to the society, how much of spent to the for the benefits of the society, and how much of amount remain as savings in the country. So the first point is contribution or composition by the various sectors in the stream of national income and its relative importance, how much of national income produced distributed, spent and savings. Then second one, to formulate the national policies. So each and every country they have to prepare the national policies or formulate the national policies for the growth of nation or the development of nation. Especially the monetary policy, the fiscal policy and the other policies prepared by the government. So monetary policy means regarding the monetary aspects. Fiscal policy means regarding the taxes. Apart from these two policies, other policies also prepared by the government. So national policies. So we have to take proper measures whether the country is going in a right path or not. So bring the country or bring the economy into the right path. Fixing of goals and measuring of results, and if there is any deviation, so it is important to take the government or the economy into the right path. So prepare the policies or the formulate the national policies in the aspects of monetary policy, fiscal policies and the other policies for the growth of nation or the development of nation. Proper measures should be taken whether we are going in the right path or not. If it is not, if there is any deviations from the planning or the policies, it is important to the government to bring the economy into the right path. For that, the national income analysis is very important. Then, formulate the planning, evaluate the progress. So, as a developing country, India, following the 5-year plan initially 1951 to 56 like that, but now the 5-year plan has been brought by the government. However, we have to evaluate the progress of the nation between the department or between the years, so that there is a need of collection of data regarding gross income of the country, consumption, savings, investment and output. So, for the formulation of economic planning, there is a need of collection of data in connection with output of the country, gross national income, how much consumption, how much investment and how much savings. So, to know about these data, there is a need of the national income analysis, evaluate the progress. Then, to build the economic model, there is a need of economic analysis, in national income analysis. It may be in the short run or it may be in the long run. Depends upon the period of plan, it should be taken as a short run model or long run model. Then, to make the international comparison, between the international level, regional level, then temporal comparison between the periods. So, the national income analysis is very much needed for the comparison of the international analysis, international level, regional level and temporal comparisons. Then, to know the per capita income contribution distributed and to know the standard of living of the people. So, per capita income is nothing but the total amount of national income divided by the total amount of population. So, that is known as per capita income. How much it should be distributed among the society. And with the help of the per capita income, we should know about the standard of living of the people. Depends upon the per capita income. If the per capita income is more, means the people are enjoying more benefit and the level of standard of living of the people are increased. On the other hand, If the per capita income is at lower level, the people not enjoying their benefits or the life, the standard of living of the people is at lower level. So the country is divided on the basis of standard of living of the people, that is the per capita income only. Developed countries, then developing country, and underdeveloped countries and undeveloped countries. The countries are classified as developed country, developing country, undeveloped countries, underdeveloped countries. These classifications are made on the basis of the per capita income of the people. Depends upon the per capita income of the people only. The countries are whether it is developed country or developing country or underdeveloped countries or undeveloped countries. So the per capita income is playing a vital role for the classification of countries on the basis of status of the country. On the basis of status. Then to arrive the macroeconomic analysis, the study of national income is very important. Namely, tax GDP ratio, then current account deficit GDP ratio, fiscal deficit GDP ratio, debt and GDP ratio. So the macroeconomic analysis is known as these four ratios, namely tax GDP ratio, current account deficit GDP ratio, fiscal deficit GDP ratio, and debt GDP ratio is very much important. So it should be possible only with the help of the study of national income analysis. And the last one is to know the distribution of income for various factors of production. So out of the national income, how much of income is distributed to various factors of production, like land, labor, capital, and organization. The income for the land called as rent, labor, wages, interest, capital, and profit to the organization. So how much of income distributed to various factors of production. So this is possible only with the help of the study of national income analysis. So with the help of these points, we should know about the importance of the national income analysis, or why the study of national income analysis is needed or importance. Number one, composition by the various sectors, and to know their relative importance. To formulate the national policies like monetary policy, fiscal policy, and the other policies. The national income analysis is very much important to formulate the planning and to know the progress and take correct measures if there is any deviation. Then to build up the economic model, it may be short run and the long run. To make the comparison between the country, regional, and the temporal comparisons. To know the per capita income and to know about the standard of living of the people. To arrive the macroeconomic variables. And finally, to know the distribution of income for various factors